Guys, I'm bringing you the last TBR of 2025. Like, how is that even happening? Let's talk about what I'm going to read in December. Guys, welcome back to another video. I appreciate you guys so much for being here, and today I want to talk to you about what I plan to read in December. Now, December is actually one of my easiest TBRs because I just read pure festive reads. So, as a crime and thriller girly, that's not always as simple as romance. So like the romance readers, there are so many Christmas romances out there, but I have got quite a few winter thrillers that I'm going to bring you, talk to you what they're about, and yeah, this could possibly be my most adventurous TBR yet this year. So yeah, let's get into it, guys, and let's talk about what I'm going to read in December. As I've just said, guys, I appreciate you guys so much for being here, and if you are new to my videos, then it would mean the absolute world if you could click that subscribe button. I'm building up my YouTube now, and I have a really adventurous goal for the end of 2026 to reach 1,000 subscribers. That is massive because I'm only at 200. But I want to commit a lot to my socials next year, so it would mean the world if you could hit that subscribe button. But that formality is all over. Let's talk about what I'm going to read. The sleeves are up. Let's talk about this. So these are going to be in no particular order. I don't know what format in which I'm going to read them either. Some of these are Kindle reads, some of them are physical, and some will probably be in audio. But yeah, I've got quite a few to get through, guys, so buckle in. So the first book I'm going to talk to you about is A Gift for Dying by MJ Arledge, and you guys know I love MJ Arledge. This has been on my TBR for well over a year now, and I literally collected all of MJ Arledge's books. So this is a standalone, and it just gives me vibes for Christmas. I don't know why. I haven't read anything to it, so you guys, I'm bringing you with me. Adam Brandt is a forensic psychologist well used to dealing with the most damaged members of society, but he's never met anyone like Cassie. The teenager claims to have a terrible gift. With one look into your eyes, she can see when and how you will die. Obviously, Adam knows Cassie must be delusional, but then a serial unaliver hits the city, and only Cassie seems to know where he'll strike next. Against all intuition, Adam starts to believe her. So now I've read the blurb, this isn't remotely winter-like, but the title just screams Christmas. Please let me know, guys. Do you agree? Like, let me know in the comments, because I feel like the title gave Christmas and this is nothing Christmassy. However, MJ Arledge is phenomenal as a writer. I will recommend him until I'm blue in the face. He's one of my favourite authors, and yeah. So this might go lower down the list because I want to get through some of my most definite like Christmas thrillers first. But I've been itching to read this and I've left it till winter all year, and I probably didn't need to, but it goes with the Christmas theme. Next is definitely still within the thriller theme is An Unfortunate Christmas Murder by Hannah Hendick. Now, I actually bought this I think for Christmas last year from the works, and didn't actually get time to read all my Christmas thrillers, which is bizarre. I don't actually remember why. But this is a relatively short thriller. I have noticed a lot of my thrillers are a lot shorter this month, so I may get more read than I think, and it might not be as ambitious as I think, but it just depends on how the book goes. 'Tis the season for gold, frankincense and murder. That's a good start. Marjorie and Clementine Butcher Baker are dinner ladies at Summerview Secondary School. Recently promoted to kitchen manager, Marjorie is determined to stay out of the way of the Christmas concert planning that has gripped the rest of the staff. However, when the stage lights collapse at the first practice, killing music teacher Mrs. Large, Marjorie and Clementine are caught in the crossfire. The head of drama, Mrs. Smith, is the prime suspect. She is desperate for the dinner lady detectives to clear her name. Mrs. Smith is convinced that it's sabotaged by her rival, but there's evidence that points to her own misdeeds. Can Marjorie and Clementine trust their friend, and when things start to heat up in the kitchen, will they make it out in time? So this says it's book 2 when I looked on Goodreads, which I didn't know. So I don't actually know how I feel about this going into the second book, but I don't know the first book. I haven't looked. If you know, you can let me know. But I'm just going to stick to this one. I don't want to add any more Christmas books to my TBR. Maybe for next year, who knows? But I just kind of want to clear out the ones I've got at the moment because I'm very much still trying to tackle my TBR. So yeah, let me know if you've read this, but this will probably be one of the first I read just because I need to get through some of my physical TBR first. The next book I want to talk to you about is The Killer's Christmas List by Chris Frost. Again, I bought all of these last year for Christmas last year, and I didn't get to them all, and that is fine. So this one is in the picturesque village of Kibblesworth. D.I. Tom Stoneham is dreaming of a quiet Christmas alone, but in the shadow of the Angel of the North, a body lies waiting. The dead man is posed with a child's Christmas list in his pocket, and the first mystery item, number one no angel is crossed off. When a second body is found, a woman stabbed in the abdomen after a work Christmas do, he's convinced there's a grim connection between the crime scenes and the seemingly innocent list. 2. Red party dress. Could this be the murderer's twisted code? Again, another reasonably short thriller. I haven't heard anyone read this, so I would be intrigued to know people's thoughts on this, but yeah, I am looking forward to being back in my thriller era, because last year I wasn't fully, like, I was very much a mood reader last Christmas, but I've been very thriller based this year. So yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. I picked this up last year, and yeah, so if anyone's read it, please do let me know. If you've read any of these, let me know, because I want to know which ones I need to prioritise for December. But I'm definitely excited for my festive reads. I've almost felt inclined to pick some of them up, but yeah. Now, the next few books I'm going to talk to you about individually, but they are a series. So the next book I'm going to talk to you about is The Winter Killer by Alex Pine. Now, I picked up book 1 and 2 last year and read them and really enjoyed them. Some of them were available on KU, some weren't, and some I've managed to grab for 99p. So I think I've got the whole series now, and I do actually want to try and read the whole series in December. However, the last few are on my Kindle, so I'm not overly stressed if I don't. But yeah, so anyway, this is book 3 in the series, and Christmas has arrived in Cumbria and the wedding bells are ringing, but an ice-cold killer is waiting in the fells. As the clock strikes midnight on New Year's Eve, D.I. James Walker receives a phone call that puts paid to his Christmas break. During her wedding of the year at a lakeside hotel, the bride's sister has vanished. When Rachel left the wedding breakfast before her speech, newlywed Libby was furious. But as the night went on with no sign of her maid of honour, Libby started to realise something was very, very wrong. Before the wedding night is out, the lake is being searched for a body. Now, I really enjoyed the first 2 in the series, and you guys know I love a detective series. Now, these are, I would say, are still a reasonably good size, but the text, oh my god. Okay, we may have an issue. So they are only 372 pages, however, the text is quite small, but I think I have the majority of these on my Kindle. So I might be okay. But if not, it's fine. As long as I'm intrigued by the book, the text doesn't always bother me. I don't know if that's the same for anyone else, but it's only if the book is difficult to read that the text can really get to me. So yeah, book 3 in the series. So obviously the rest of the series is coming, guys, but that's probably the first one I'm going to pick up, obviously. What a silly statement. But yeah, The Winter Killer is definitely on my TBR. That leads me obviously nicely into book 4, and that is The Night Before Christmas. So this Christmas, the hunters become the hunted. When 4 trail hunters go missing in the fells of Cumbria on Christmas Eve, the race is on to find them before nightfall when the temperature plummets. In hours of searching, the first body is found, not frozen in the snow, but brutally murdered and bearing a warning the real hunt has begun. As the snowstorm descends, 3 lives hang in the balance, but can the killer be caught before the trail goes cold? So this is book 4 of... I can't think of his name. The detective's name's already gone out of my head. But yeah, so this is book 4 in the series. Again, I think I've got most of these on my Kindle, but yeah, excited to get into it. This sounds so good as well. Like, I love the premise of it about a hunt trying to find all the bodies. So definitely intrigued to see where this will go. Like I said, I've got the whole series to read, so I'm super excited to get into it. And I don't know if anyone knows, but I'm assuming Alex Pine is a Christmas-only author. But let me know. But yeah, that's another one on the TBR. On to book 5 now, and that is The Killer in the Snow by Alex Pine. Now, I don't actually own this book physically, I only own it in Kindle, so I can't actually tell you what this one is about. But it is book 5 in James Walker series. The name has just come to me. So yeah, again, if anyone has kind of read that, let me know. But the only thing I will say is I prefer to go into my books blind. So I could have read you them blurbs and by December I'll have forgotten what the books are about, but I prefer it because I don't know what I'm going into. There's no... Because like I find, especially with certain books, like I use MJ Elledge as an example, I looked at the blurb of Into the Fire, which releases in December, and I was like, oh, it tells me what happened at the end of the other books. Obviously you're looking at you, and then it kind of unintentionally spoils what happened at the back end of the other book. So if you haven't read the whole series, it kind of spoils it a little bit. So yeah, I'm going in blind, and that's all I've got to say. That's a really pointless video, but that is a book I do intend to read in December. And I will also give a nod to Cold-Blooded Killer by Alex Pine. Now this appeared on my 99p Kindle deals in November, so I have snapped it up. I'm not too bothered if I don't get to that one because that is book 6 in the series, which means I would be trying to read 4 books by this author. And you guys know I don't like to do that back to back. Sorry guys, still got the cough. So yeah, haven't read anything about it, just saw it was part of the series that I'm ongoing with. You guys know I am committed to a detective series, so the plan is just to keep doing that. But yeah, I think I just wanted to give a quick nod to that. I probably won't get to it, but I put it on my TBR just in case. Next up, and probably actually I know I'll be doing an audiobook pick for this, is The Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore. So I actually received this as AdPR from HarperCollins and I am super excited to get into it. This is book 5 of the Dream Harbour series, and I do know book 6 is imminent next year. I think it's the Daisy Chain Flower Shop or something like that. So I am actually buddy reading this with a few people over on TikTok, on Storygraph, so I am looking forward to doing this as a buddy read. I loved the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. Now, these are a guilty pleasure for me because, like, I never know how I'm going to feel. They've not been bad books, but I haven't enjoyed them all as much. Like the Christmas Tree Farm I didn't enjoy much last year. So yeah, to go back to the Strawberry Patch Pancake House and really enjoy it, I'm excited to see what this one holds, and I have heard really good reviews. So as the owner of her beloved gingerbread bakery, Annie Andrews should have a love life to match her business, sugary and sweet. But instead, she's locked in a battle of wills with the irritatingly upbeat bar owner down the street. Max Sullivan has everything he wants except the girl he dreams of. It's easier to argue with Annie than get her to talk to him. But with Jeannie and Logan's wedding coming up, they're about to spend a lot more time together. As the snowflakes fall and with romance in the air, will Annie see the one she loves to hate might just be the perfect match after all? And like literally, it's literally screaming Christmas. I cannot wait to read this. I got gifted this in October, and I've been holding off because I just think this is the perfect Christmas romance. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it, and this series is a little bit of a guilty pleasure for me. Now I want to give a quick mention, but I don't think I'm going to read this, but I've just seen it on my Kindle, and that is The Christmas Swap by Talia Samuels. So I think I must have got this last year in 99p, and I feel like it was a recommendation. Now I don't know if Molly will be watching this, but I think it's her that recommended it, but I can't remember. So Moll, if you're watching, let me know. If not, if anyone has read it, let me know, because I cannot for love nor money remember. And yeah, I've just seen it. It's in my Christmas Kindle folder, so I might potentially pick that up in audio if I can get hold of it. Just because I think it's there for a reason. It's on my TBR, and I do want to get my TBR down. However, it is on my Kindle one, but my physical TBR, yeah, we're not going to talk about that in this video. Let's just not go there. I don't think I want to know at the moment after being on a bit of a book buying splurge. Anyway, complete side note. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get to that one. I may potentially switch to audio for that if I can. But if any of you guys have read it, please let me know, because yeah, I'm not sure. But it's there and I need to read it because I've got it on my TBR. And we're finally on to the last book, and that is Sable Peak by Devney Perry. Now, I read this series, I think it's a couple of years ago now, and I inhaled it. It was available on Kindle Unlimited at the time. Unfortunately, it has been taken off Kindle Unlimited since, but I inhaled this series. But before I could get to Sable Peak, they were taken off KU. However, it did become available on a 99p Kindle deal, but I think above 12 months ago. So I bought it, obviously I did. I love 99p Kindle deals. But I never got around to reading it. But I loved this series with all my heart. It certainly got me more into your romance, particularly your series around like siblings and connections. So this is giving winter vibes, so I'm going to read it in winter. So if you've read the series, let me know. I adored this series. Yeah, they've started coming up on my memories on TikTok, and it just gives me fond memories. So I think it's about time I picked it up. But yeah, that's the last book we're going to talk about. So as I just said, that is the last book of December. I don't know, is it ambitious? What do you think? Do you think I can do it? I'm going to give it a good go. I have also potentially got the library series to fit in. I may potentially swerve that for December, purely because I haven't actually read half of my November TBR. I had to slow down, I wasn't very well, and yeah, so I still have a couple of books out of the library that I might need to finish before I go back. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, what are you reading in December? Do you plan your TBRs like I've started doing? However, like I've just said, I haven't really stuck to November's, but or are you a mood reader and don't do a TBR? But will you be joining me on a festive read for December? December's the one TBR I absolutely know for certain. I just want to read festive books for the whole of December. So yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. And if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned today, can you please let me know which ones I should prioritise? Because there's a lot there and I'm not really sure where to start, but yeah. As always, guys, thank you so much for joining me on another video. I know I've said it once, but I'll give it a quick nod now. If you could hit that subscribe button, it would mean the world. I am on a mission to get myself to 1k subscribers by the end of 2026. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you all on the next video.